Some countries you visit, and others you feel on your skin. Spain is one of those that grabs you without asking, wrapping you in its rhythm, its warmth, and its way of living life out loud. Here, time moves differently. The night begins when others are already asleep, and life unfolds in the streets through glances, music, and unforgettable flavors. In this video, you're about to discover 15 facts that will blow your mind. From women who walk like the whole world is watching, to plazas that turn into open-air dance floors, and bars where ham legs hang like chandeliers. This isn't a postcard. This is the Spain you feel. The one that moves. The one that seduces without trying. Fact number 15. They flirt without words in the streets of Sevilla. In Sevilla, flirting isn't something you do. It's something you live. You don't need pickup lines, dating apps, or clever jokes. Here, the game of love is played with nothing but your eyes, your walk, and the flick of a fan. Picture this: a cobblestone alley shimmering in the late afternoon sun. A woman walks by with poise, her eyes locked just a second too long on the man sitting at the cafe. He leans back, adjusting his sunglasses, letting out the faintest smile. Nothing is said. Everything is said. This city has turned flirting into an art form passed down through generations. Grandmothers wink, teenagers smirk, and middle-aged men adjust their step to fall into sync with whoever caught their eye. It's theatrical, it's poetic, and it's all done in public view, like a slow dance through the streets. Even accessories join in the fun. A flick of a hand fan, a hair toss, a turn of the heel, all carry coded messages. In Sevilla, one gaze can mean "I see you." Two gazes, "I want you to see me too." You don't just walk in Sevilla. You glide, you provoke, you respond. It's not about physical touch or romantic declarations. It's about that electric moment of connection, where two strangers become characters in a fleeting love story written in silence. Can you believe people still court like this? No swipes, no messages, just real-time magnetism. Face to face, heart to heart. Comment with number 15 if you'd be brave enough to flirt without saying a single word in the streets of Sevilla. Fact number 14. Young women wear black for this bizarre tradition. During Holy Week in Spain, when the air smells of incense and the sound of drums echoes through the narrow streets, you'll witness a haunting and unforgettable sight. Dozens of young women dressed entirely in black, walking solemnly through the city with lace veils draped over their heads. They're not in mourning. They're participating in one of Spain's most visually striking and mysterious traditions, the procession of the mantillas. These women aren't nuns or widows. They're modern girls, some with long acrylic nails and iPhones in their purses, who, for one day, transform into living portraits of the past. They wear elegant black dresses, tall combs called peinetas, and delicate lace veils that fall like shadows across their faces. And their expression? Proud, serious, almost regal. This tradition takes place on Good Friday, as a gesture of devotion to the Virgin Mary. But it's more than just religious. It's deeply cultural. Families pass it down like heirlooms. The city stops to admire. Tourists stare, captivated. For many, it's a rite of passage. For others, a personal vow. But for all, it's a powerful statement, a way to honor the past while walking boldly through the present. In a world rushing toward modernity, these young women choose to slow down, step into history, and become icons, if only for a day. Can you imagine dressing like this, parading through ancient streets as crowds watch in silence? Comment with number 14 if you dare to wear the black lace and join this unforgettable tradition. Fact number 13. Spain's craziest party is not what you expect. Every August, in the tiny town of Banyoles, something absolutely insane happens. Thousands of people from around the world gather, not for a concert or a carnival, but to throw tomatoes. Yes, you heard that right. Over 150,000 tomatoes. It's called La Tomatina, and it's the messiest, most ridiculous party you'll ever see. At exactly 11 a.m., a truck pulls into the square loaded with ripe, squishy tomatoes. A signal goes off, and suddenly, all rules of civilization vanish. People scream, laugh, and hurl tomatoes at strangers like they're in a food war zone. Within minutes, the streets turn red. The ground becomes a slippery soup. You're soaked, you can't see, and you've got tomato pulp in places you didn't know tomatoes could reach. But here's the wildest part. Nobody's angry. Nobody's fighting. Everyone is smiling like they've tapped into some primal joy. Pure, chaotic release. Locals protect their shop fronts with plastic plastic tarps, fire trucks stand by to hose everything down, and the town turns into a surreal, dripping red dream. And it all started by accident. Decades ago, a group of young people hijacked a parade and started throwing produce. Somehow it stuck, and now it's a globally known tradition. No DJs, no fancy lights, just fruit, friendship, and fun. Imagine being part of that. No phones, no worries, just you and a flying tomato headed straight for your face. Would you join this madness? Fact number 12. People talk loudly and lovingly. Walk through any Spanish plaza and you'll hear it before you see it. Laughter, shouting, passionate voices bouncing off the walls. To the untrained ear, it sounds like chaos, like everyone's arguing all the time. But here's the truth. They're not angry. They're just Spanish. In Spain, speaking loudly isn't rude. It's normal. It's how people show energy, connection, and presence. A conversation isn't something quiet or contained. It's something that spills over, dances with hand gestures, and pulls in anyone within earshot. You'll see two people locked in what looks like a furious debate, hands flying, faces intense, and just when you think it's about to explode, they burst into laughter and hug like lifelong friends. This is a country where emotions aren't hidden. They're worn proudly on the surface. Joy, frustration, surprise, affection, it's all delivered at full volume. Even when answering the phone, people shout, "Dígame," like they're hailing a taxi across the street. And when it comes to affection, get ready to be touched, kissed, and pulled into the warmth. Strangers call you mi amor or cariño. Grandmothers scold you like their own child. It's loud, yes, but it's also deeply, beautifully human. If you're quiet by nature, it might feel overwhelming at first, but stay a little longer and you'll start to love the noise. Because in Spain, volume isn't aggression, it's passion. Comment with number 12 if you'd survive, or even thrive, in a country where the louder you talk, the more you're loved. Fact number 11. They have breakfast 3 times a day. In Spain, breakfast isn't just a meal, it's a ritual. Or rather, 3 rituals. Because here, one breakfast is never enough. It starts early, maybe around 7:30 or 8 a.m. A quick bite before work, a simple coffee and a galeta, or maybe just a cigarette and a strong espresso standing at the bar. But don't be fooled, this is just the beginning. Around 10:30 a.m., it's time for el segundo desayuno, the second breakfast. And now it gets serious. People flood into cafes for thick slices of toasted bread, topped with crushed tomato, olive oil, and salt. Maybe some jamon. Always more coffee. Colleagues gather, chat, and linger. Offices even pause work for it. It's that important. And then comes the curveball. Beer and olives at noon. That's right. By 12 p.m., many are sipping a cold caña or vermouth and snacking on salty treats. It's not lunch. It's not brunch. It's something in between. A social reset before the real meal arrives later in the afternoon. All of this happens long before the typical Spanish lunch, which rarely shows up before 2 or even 3 p.m. Can you believe it? In most countries, breakfast is rushed, forgettable. In Spain, it's a slow-motion parade of flavors, textures, and time with others. It's not about eating more, it's about savoring life in chapters, one small plate at a time. Comment with number 11 if you'd love a life where breakfast never really ends. Fact number 10. Ham legs hanging in bars, like chandeliers. Step into a typical Spanish bar and look up. No, not at the ceiling fan. At the dozens of cured ham legs dangling above your head like edible chandeliers. It's not a decoration. It's not a gimmick. It's jamon, Spain's national obsession. And it's hanging right there, hoof and all, slowly curing while you sip your coffee or beer. Each leg, called a jamon iberico or jamon serrano, can cost hundreds, even thousands of euros. And yet, they're everywhere, in bars, in markets, in corner shops, hanging from metal hooks, wrapped in netting, tagged like precious art. Some are rubbed with sea salt and aged for over 2 years before anyone dares to slice them. You'll often spot the jamonero, a sleek wooden stand used to cradle the leg while it's carved, sitting proudly on the bar. The bartender, a master of the blade, slicing paper-thin pieces with surgical precision. No machines, just skill passed down through generations. And it's not just for tourists. Locals order it by weight, by region, by texture. They'll argue over the best acorn-fed pigs or the perfect fat-to-meat ratio like sommeliers debating vintage wines. But the most surreal part, nobody even bats an eye at the fact that you're drinking your espresso under a ceiling full of hooves. In Spain, ham isn't just food. It's heritage, culture, and pride, hanging right above your head. Comment with number 10 if you'd walk into a bar and smile at the sight of 30 ham legs swinging above you like trophies. Fact number 9. Kids stay out later than you. Picture this. It's 11:15 p.m. on a Thursday. You're walking through a plaza in a Spanish city, expecting calm and quiet, but instead, it's alive. Tables full of chatting adults, teens skateboarding, waiters rushing with trays of tinto de verano, and then kids everywhere, running, playing, screaming with joy. In Spain, bedtime looks completely different. Children stay out late, really late, and not just for special occasions. This is the norm. Parents enjoy long dinners while toddlers race around fountains and climb on benches like it's the middle of the afternoon. And no one's panicking. No one's rushing them home. Because in this culture, family life happens in public. Socializing doesn't stop when you have kids. It adapts. The plaza becomes the playground. The restaurant becomes the living room. Grandparents sit nearby, laughing. The whole street becomes part of the family. There's no shame in keeping kids up late. In fact, it's often seen as a sign of healthy social connection. The idea is simple. Why force a strict bedtime when you can live together, side by side, under the stars? Of course, mornings start later, and naps still matter. But for the Spanish, life is meant to be lived when it's cool, joyful, and surrounded by people you love, even if that means pushing bedtime to midnight. Can you imagine a world where kids laugh and chase each other under the moonlight while grown-ups sip wine nearby? Comment with number 9 if you'd love to grow up or raise kids in a place where the night belongs to everyone. Fact number 8. Public squares are the real living rooms. Forget couches, Netflix, and four walls. In Spain, the real living room is outside, in the plaza. Every town, no matter how big or small, has one. A central square paved with history, lined with cafes, trees, and benches. And every evening, just as the sun begins to fade, it comes alive. Families stroll, teenagers flirt, elders sit shoulder to shoulder, talking about everything and nothing. Babies nap in strollers while dogs chase pigeons through fountains. It's not a special event, it's daily life. There's no need to text someone, "Let's hang out." You just go to the plaza. If they're not there yet, they will be. It's the default meeting point, the beating heart of every neighborhood. People bring snacks. They dance when there's music. Some even bring folding chairs to claim their favorite spot. No one's checking the clock. No one's rushing home. Because this is home. And here's the magic. Everyone belongs. No matter your age, your mood, or your style, you're welcome in the plaza. It's a space without tickets, fences, or expectations, just open sky, cool air, and endless conversation. It's public space used the way it was meant to be, as a stage for community, not just a shortcut between errands. Imagine walking outside and being instantly surrounded by warmth, laughter, and life. No agenda, no pressure, just presence. Comment with number 8 if you'd trade your living room for a plaza bench under the stars. Fact number 7. Spain's famous kiss isn't on the lips. In Spain, greetings are a full-body experience. There's no awkward wave, no stiff handshake. Instead, you lean in, left cheek, right cheek, and kiss the air twice. It's called the beso, and it's how strangers, friends, and even business acquaintances welcome each other. But here's the catch. Your lips don't actually touch the skin. It's more of a cheek-to-cheek brush with a kissing sound. Soft where familiar. Instant connection. Miss the rhythm, though, and it gets awkward fast. Go right first instead of left, you'll bump noses. Move too fast, you'll catch someone mid-turn. It's a choreographed social dance, and Spaniards are pros at it. And don't think this is reserved for close friends. You could be meeting your partner's aunt for the first time, and boom, dos besos. No hesitation. It's warm, welcoming, and automatic. Even kids grow up learning it like second nature. But the real magic isn't in the kiss itself. It's in what it says without words. You matter. You're not a stranger. You're part of this moment. It breaks barriers before they form. It invites you into someone's personal space as if to say, you belong here. There's a certain elegance to it too, a softness that contrasts with the loud voices and passionate debates. It's tender, ritualistic, almost poetic. So the next time someone leans in, don't freeze. Offer your cheek, play along, and feel the centuries of tradition behind two simple gestures. Comment with number 7 if you'd be ready to master the art of the double cheek kiss in Spain. Fact number 6. They take naps in the hottest way possible. The siesta. You've heard of it. You might even dream of it. But in Spain, it's more than a nap. It's a national identity. And while the world thinks it's just about laziness, here's the truth. Spaniards nap smart, and they nap hot. Step outside on a blazing afternoon, and you'll notice something strange. Streets empty, shops close, even the breeze slows down. That's not a ghost town. It's siesta hour, and everyone has vanished into shade. Some curl up on the sofa, yes, yes, but others? They doze in parked cars, windows cracked open, in parks, under trees, in buses with sunglasses on and heads tilted just right. The whole country pauses, hides from the heat, and recharges. And it's not just about rest, it's survival. In cities like Cordoba or Sevilla, temperatures can soar past 40 degrees Celsius, 104 degrees Fahrenheit. You don't fight it, you surrender, you nap. Then, like magic, around 5 or 6 p.m., the cities wake up, doors open, laughter returns, streets fill again. The day restarts, as if nothing happened. What's wild is that in some parts of Spain, people will nap in full clothing, jeans, sneakers, even jewelry, because the siesta isn't about comfort, it's about timing. 20 minutes of sacred silence, a break from the burn, a reset for the night ahead. And if you're lucky enough to experience it, you'll wonder, why doesn't the whole world stop for a moment like this? Comment with number 6 if you'd love to nap in the middle of the day like a true Spaniard, wherever, whenever, and unapologetically. Fact number 5. Street style changes by region. In Spain, walking through different cities feels like flipping through pages of a fashion magazine. Each region with its own vibe, its own code, its own swagger. Start in Madrid, and you'll see elegance in motion. Tailored coats, sleek sunglasses, minimalist sneakers. The look is polished, cosmopolitan, effortless. It's the kind of chic that whispers, yes, I woke up like this. Even teens have style that feels grown up. Now head to Barcelona, and the energy shifts. Here it's edgy, artsy, rebellious. Think bold prints, tattoos, piercings, vintage jackets, and eco-friendly bags. It's a fashion playground where no one matches, and that's the point. Then you reach Andalusia. Suddenly, color explodes. Reds, golds, floral patterns, ruffles, heels clacking on cobblestone. Even on casual days, people dress like they might stumble into a flamenco show at any moment. Style here is expressive, emotional, and full of tradition. In the north, things get cooler, literally and stylistically. In cities like Bilbao or San Sebastian, you'll find layered looks, neutral tones, scarves worn with precision, and an undeniable air of sophistication. What's fascinating is that these fashion identities are unspoken, but instantly recognized. Locals can spot who's from where just by the way you tie your scarf or roll your sleeves. And yet everyone shares one thing. They dress to be seen. Whether it's morning coffee or late-night tapas, Spaniards treat the street like a runway. Can you imagine living in a place where every corner feels like a different fashion capital? Comment with number 5 if you'd love to explore a country where the sidewalk is always in style. Fact number 4. This street food will blow your mind. In Spain, street food isn't just a quick bite, it's a full-on sensory explosion served in wax paper or tucked into crusty bread. And forget fancy food trucks. Here, you'll find culinary greatness hiding in subway stations, gas stations, or humble corner bars that look like they haven't changed since 1973. Let's start with the bocadillo, a crusty sandwich that seems simple until you taste it. Fillings range from omelette, tortilla de patatas, to chorizo, fried squid, or lomo with melted cheese. It's crunchy, greasy, savory heaven, and it costs less than a cappuccino in Paris. Then there's the calamares. In Madrid's Plaza Mayor, people line up for fried squid sandwiches. Yes, squid. In a sandwich, no sauce, no lettuce, just rings of golden, crispy calamari stuffed into warm bread. One bite and you're hooked. You'll also find tiny bars selling empanadillas, potato croquettes, spicy patatas bravas, and juicy skewers of grilled meat called pinchos morunos, often served with a piece of bread and a napkin so thin it might as well be decorative. And the best part? You eat standing up, elbow to elbow with strangers, shouting over the clatter of plates and laughter. This isn't fine dining, it's real dining. Honest, loud, joyful, and deeply rooted in tradition. No menus, no rules, just order, eat, and live a little. So next time you're in Spain, skip the white tablecloths. Go where the locals go. Stand at the bar. Use your fingers. Wipe your mouth with your sleeve if you must, because this is food for people who love life. Comment with number 4 if you'd eat squid in a sandwich just to feel like a true Spaniard. Fact number 3. This city walks faster than New York. You think New Yorkers are fast? Wait until you hit the streets of Madrid. At first, it seems relaxed. Coffee breaks, late dinners, long conversations. But once the shoes hit the pavement, it's a different game. Madrileños walk like they've got somewhere to be, and they're already 5 minutes late. They dodge, they weave, they accelerate at crosswalks like Olympic sprinters. And no, they won't stop if you're standing in the middle of the sidewalk looking at Google Maps. You're in their lane now. It's not rudeness. stillness, it's rhythm. In Madrid, the street is a stage, and everyone knows their choreography. You'll see women in heels pacing like they're late for the runway. Elderly men in tailored suits gliding with precision. Delivery guys zigzagging through the chaos like parkour pros. Even kids move fast, weaving through legs like mini professionals. And the flow? Oh, it's intuitive. Locals cross before the light turns green, just a second early. They'll brush past you in tight corners without touching you. It's like an unspoken dance, and if you can't keep up, you'll be spinning in circles. Tourists get left behind, gasping. Locals barely break a sweat. Why the rush? Maybe it's the energy of the city. Maybe it's the coffee. Or maybe walking fast is just part of what it means to live in a place where every moment counts. Can you keep pace in a city that never walks slow? Comment with number 3 if you'd try to match the legendary speed of Madrid's sidewalks. Fact number 2. The beach where the party never ends. In most places, beaches are for sunbathing, swimming, and quiet relaxation. But in Barcelona's Barceloneta, the beach is something else entirely. A 24-hour celebration of life, where bikinis and beats blend into one unforgettable rhythm. By day, it's a classic Mediterranean scene. Tanned bodies, volleyball nets, vendors shouting cerveza every 5 minutes. People skate along the promenade, musicians play on corners, and someone's always dancing, even in the sand. But once the sun starts to drop, Barceloneta transforms. Beach bars, called chiringuitos, light up with fairy lights and open-air DJ sets. The breeze carries music from every direction: reggaeton, house, flamenco, even jazz. People dance barefoot in the sand, mojitos in hand, while waves crash just meters away. And it doesn't stop. Not at 10 p.m., not at midnight, not even at 3 a.m. There's always someone with a speaker, a bottle, and a reason to celebrate. Locals and tourists mix without barriers. You might meet a Catalan artist, an Italian backpacker, and a group of students from Tokyo, all sharing laughs under the moonlight. And when the bars close, the party just moves onto the sand, to the streets, to someone's rooftop. Sleep is optional. Fun is not. Barceloneta isn't just a beach. It's a feeling, a pulse, a state of mind where nobody wants the night to end. Can you imagine stepping into the sea at 4 a.m., the skyline glowing behind you, music still playing in the distance? Comment with number 2 if you dance until sunrise at the beach where the party never ends. Fact number 1. Nights start at midnight and end with churros. In Spain, when the clock strikes midnight, something magical happens. The night finally begins. Elsewhere, this might be bedtime. But here, it's just the first round. Bars fill up. Streets get louder. Friends pour into plazas and clubs start pulsing. For Spaniards, the real fun doesn't even stretch its legs until 1 or 2 a.m. Dinner might have been at 10. Drinks at 11. Then comes the nightlife marathon. Tapas, cocktails, dancing, shouting over music, moving from bar to bar like it's a treasure hunt of vibes. And just when you think it's over, it's not. Because no Spanish night is truly complete until you've had one last glorious ritual. Churros with hot chocolate. At 6 or 7 a.m., people spill out of the clubs with messy hair, glowing skin, and tired feet, only to head straight to a churreria. There, they devour crispy churros dipped into thick, molten chocolate that coats your lips and fuels your soul. It's not a guilty pleasure, it's tradition. It's what marks the official end of the night and the quiet beginning of the morning. You'll see it all. Teenagers laughing uncontrollably, older couples still in their party outfits, parents with sleepy kids, all sharing sugary fried dough and stories of the night. In Spain, the night isn't about rushing, it's about stretching time, squeezing every drop of joy out of the dark before surrendering to the dawn. Comment with number 1 if you'd survive a night that starts at midnight and ends with churros. And that's it. Spain like you've never seen it before. If you love this wild ride, make sure to subscribe and drop a comment. Tell me which fact blew your mind the most. See you in the next adventure.